this is going into the spine, because the spine is going to be first one that the baby is going to move. And why am I saying this? Because if you're going into cobra, you're not going to be pushing into the hands. You're going to be first saying that you have to find the tail and the head, and then you use your fins of your hands, right?
Yes.
To be moving. Why is cobra important? Because when you are in a child's pose and you're relaxing like this, you remember when you were in belly down Shavasana, you actually need to come out of that pose to go back into child's pose. Mm-hmm. So how to guide the person, you need to know exactly what they would need to do in the sequence to follow. So you would tell them to wake up their eyes, and then to start to move their spine, to move the tail away from the head, head away from the tail, and then to push their hand. Not to do the hands first, which sometimes teacher teach, right? Mm-hmm. Whether cobra doesn't have hands.
Yeah.
Right? The fish
yeah,
does
head,
not
neck,
have hands.
chest, right?
Yes.
Yes, and then minimal.
Yeah. People have all kinds of instructions here.
Yeah.
So for you to find, the prespinal is associated with the sea squid and with the inchworm and with the and fish is more kind of spinal pattern. So if you're sitting now, I'd like you to feel that the beginning of the spinal pattern begins at the pelvic floor. So I want you to experience this rather than to write anything down at this point. So just sit, just like these two. Just coming into sitting, you don't have to write things down. So this, to tell you where is this beginning, it always begins at the base, right?
Can you tilt the floor a bit? Tilt, because you've got the deflection down.
So it's always begins at the base. So if you're thinking about, you need to find where is your pubic bone, where is your tailbone, where are your sit bones, and where is this transverse muscle that goes across your pelvic floor that is aligned with your sits bones, and in the very center is the perineal body. So where is that? You figure that out. And then you're going to feel that sits bones are part of the pelvis, but in order for you to wake up the spine, what is in the pelvis that is part of the spine? What is inside of the pelvis that is the spine?
The tailbone?
Tailbone. That's the only thing that is the spine. The rest of it is pelvis. So in order for you to wake up the spine, you don't push the sits bones down. You need to push the tailbone down. Try to push the sits bones down. I mean, this is all very close, right? But sits bones are not the spine, it's the tailbone that is the spine. So if you can find your sits bones, find a teeter-totter of your sits bones, and then gently push down with your tailbone. And once you push down with your tailbone, everything splits in the belly, right? So from the belly you push down, but then from the belly you're going to push up, but you have to push up into something. So I'm putting the rice back on top. That's where these guys are. It might be heavy, too heavy for you, but you're going to adjust it. You're going to adjust it, and you're going to feel if it's too heavy, means you don't give it enough push. If it's too light, it's not enough push. So some of you have a lesser bags or lesser quantity. Make sure that it's on the crown of the head. So when you say to people, lift your head, they will do all kinds of stuff. They would lift their chin in cobra, they would lift their, move the head forward. They would not know how to do this. That's why you have to have a prop to show them. It's that simple. You just have to add. Nice, Luciana. So you want to really feel the weight coming down through your branches of your body, which are your arms. And you have to feel that going down with your tailbone, and at the same time you're going up with your spine, and that's your pattern. You feel all the previous pattern as well, because you have navel radiation there. You have the eyes and nose and kind of everything is active and present. You have the sponge all through the body. You have the waves, the vibration, the pulsation.
Can I ask a question? I feel like my head is tilting down. Am I placing the rice in the wrong spot, or am I just, I have regular, like a face up?
You're tilting down. You just need to give it a little bit more of a push. What's the quality that you feel right now? Not too much. If it's too much, it's straining, okay? So
Length.
Length. Okay.
Space.
Space, length.
Lightness.
Rooting.
And lightness at the same
Lightness. Space, lightness, rooting,
Vibrating.
vibrating,
Shaking.
shaking.
time.
Your head is shaking, so that's that kind of quality you're bobbing.
Yeah.
That's it.
that rooting,
Pardon?
that rooting that someone else described, yeah, like ground.
Yeah, I feel waving.
Yeah,
Wavy. That's another feeling that goes with shaking.
Yeah.
Wavy, it's the, you're going to start to feel the currents inside. And that's the inner snake, that is the kundalini. You're going to start to feel this undulation,
Yes,
that's what it is.
undulation,
It's the
yeah.
internal undulation. Isn't it so cool?
It's like
You
the
actually
ball.
start to feel the energies. Yeah. So you can use this, and I'm going to record this. You will use this in a restorative classes just to wake up the spine. But you could use this skill or technique to your hatha classes to wake up, because you have to explain to them how to lift their head when they're coming to Cobra, right? They will be doing all kinds of stuff, but this way they will get it, you know. Or when they go into, when you're going to Virabhadrasana 3, then I would say imagine the bag of rice behind your head, and then they would lift it. Otherwise they go like this, a lot of them, right? So having these little images would actually really help them. So take the rice now down, and just sit with that for a little bit, and keep the weight.
Very good. Yeah.
So you definitely feel a lot taller. What else?
Could you do that as part of your sadhana?
Your butt?
Your sadhana? Like your...
Yes.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Very powerful.
Super powerful, especially in the mornings when you waking up to the world. You will see that this also, it's a consciousness that you always work with koshas. So just like Roma experiencing, you're waking up the part of you which is presence, which is vijnana, which is consciousness. So you're, that is not metaphorical, it's real. So you can feel more, you can be more in the present moment. So when you do this, you're actually waking up the presence.
I think I don't have a head. I don't know what happened.
Okay, anybody else's words?
Yeah, but my head feels so incredibly like a healing.
But I,
Like
there's
getting
also now that the rice before when I had the bag on the top of my head, I felt wavy. Where now I feel really stable and like stuck but free. You know, like I don't know, like it's space still, but
Yeah.
stable
connected
at
to
the
that.
same time.
Yeah, just a second, one at a time. So so she's saying that she's feeling stability, and a wave was there while she had the bag, but after the bag is gone, she feels more stability. And you know what she describes? Midline is stillness. Midline is pure stillness. It's inside of you. It's your center is still. It's like an eye of a tornado, like or a hurricane. But around that, it's the wave of chakras. So she felt when she pressed the movement of the chakras, because she wasn't moving. But when she removed it, suddenly what she felt was the inside, because there was no feedback, the inside of it, which is complete stillness. And then Sharon said something on top of the head, like, what did you mean? What did you say?
Oh, it just felt the crown more open.
Mm-hmm.
So just this, that of the crown chakra, just it being actually open.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
they represent this kind of things, like chakras, usually the crown of the head is seen to be 1,000-petal lotus. So you feel that you're opening up, like literally you're like sometimes we say we're like a king or a queen sitting. We're actually embodying the space of the king or the queen. So we feel the crown, we feel like we're carrying the invisible crown, which is our connection to the infinite. So your central channel is your spirit channel. And I often say my horizontal space is the space of a soul, because this is your equal. Everybody around you is equal to you. You're not higher or lower from anybody around. So that's your soul. This is your spirit. So in order for us to be practiced, we need to be in a complete alignment, just physical representation. We need to be aligned with our horizontality and our verticality. We're not about taller and length.